So today I'm going to be drawing Captain America. We will have more of the traditional Captain America look from like the 1990s. And as you'll notice as I post more videos of me drawing superheroes, most of my videos of the superheroes that I'm drawing, will probably end up being from the 90s because I really believe that the movies have had a really horrible effect on the comic book industry. Whenever a movie comes out, and you'll see something like the X-Men's costumes who are not even close to being accurate in the movies to what the comics were, the cartoons were, and then the comic for some reason will start changing for the sake of the movie, which absolutely makes no sense to me. So all my costuming really is based around the 90s comics when I grew up watching, reading and watching cartoons like Captain America, the X-Men, and stuff like Silver Surfer, back whenever Marvel had a really big presence on Fox cartoons, which I guess they still do in the cartoon world, but it's not near as big as what I would say DC is doing right now, because they have like Dark Knight Returns and The Killing Joke and stuff like that. That's been pretty successful for them. Yeah, you don't hear about that with Marvel as much as you used to. Like, when we was kids, they was always having some kind of animated movie or animated cartoon. Of course, there was no movies for superheroes hardly at that time. I mean, you was lucky if you got a good superhero movie every, I guess, 5 or 6 years. And usually they weren't that good. I mean, the best one we had, the best one we got was probably Blade, and I think that was like in 97 or 98. Because that was long after the Superman franchise had come and gone. Pretty much, I mean, it was done at that point. I mean, there was no way. Like, you did have the Tim Burton Batmans, I guess, but the comic book in the movie industry was kind of dead at that point. That's why Marvel ended up going around selling all their rights to their movies, because they didn't even think that there was a lot of money based in making movies on superheroes. So, I mean, whenever I do my costume, and most 9 times out of 10, it's gonna end up being costuming for like the 1990s Captain America, the 1990s Wolverine. I don't so much mind the newer designs they've done on Wolverine, where it's kind of like the black and orange look, but my favorite look was from the Jim Lee comics, where they did he had the cool blue shoulder pads and he was like yellow and black, which there's no way you would think, if someone told me you're gonna color a character yellow and black, that he would come out that cool looking. But he was really cool looking. Or maybe I'm just out of date with that stuff, I don't know, but that was just my favorite. So drawing Captain America is actually probably one of the more simpler Marvel characters to draw, because his mask covers up so much of the face. I'd say the only ones that would probably be more simpler to draw than him would probably be Spider-Man or Deadpool. Spider-Man's a little bit more difficult though, because you got to put all the webs in the correct order and stuff. I mean, it doesn't seem like it when you first look at it, but there's actually a lot of work that goes into that. Captain America's he's had a pretty good run on the movies, and I remember when the first movie was coming out, Yahoo posted a story saying that Captain America was like a side character or something like that. And I was thinking, whoever wrote that didn't really know. It was saying something along the lines like Marvel's giving one of their side characters a chance, and I don't know who wrote that, because I was thinking, back in the day, whenever before Iron Man had this big hype and popularity, Captain America and Spider-Man were really the guys, because when you go to books from the 1990s that were really popular, like Marvel versus DC, Captain America was one of the big features in that book. Iron Man was not even in the book. I mean, he was in the book for like one panel, and they drew him fighting somebody, I don't remember, but he was just blasting somebody, and that was it. That was the end of Iron Man in the book. They didn't cover characters like the Punisher, a bunch of characters that are like really popular now did not see the light of day back then. The characters that were popular then are kind of in that boat now, because like, good luck finding anything good on Wolverine or the X-Men from Marvel nowadays. It's like they have completely abandoned ship with that, which sucks, because that's my favorite comics of all time, was the X-Men. I wish that we could see an X-Men movie in the same style as we see an Avenger movie, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. One of the things that Captain America's been going on with Captain America lately, he's actually been having a lot of controversy because people keep on putting all these politicized stories on him. And I mean, there's always an argument to that, I guess, because some people say, well, you know, Captain America started out punching Hitler, so he was always politicized, and maybe he was. I think the difference is now is the fact that you have writers with mean intentions picking specific political parties. Like if you go to Dan Slott's Twitter for 10 seconds, the guy who writes Spider-Man, you'll know exactly where he stands politically, and he throws all that into his comics. Now, it might not be bad to you, but to me, I think if someone's paying you to kind of get them away from reality, that's what your job needs to be. Not to say you can't talk about politics in comics. You can always talk about them in comics. They've always been talked about in comics. But they never got so bold to tell you that you were wrong or the other side was wrong. It was always, okay, this is Magneto versus, you have Magneto versus Professor X. One's representing Martin Luther King, one's representing Malcolm X. No one actually, they never came out and said which one was right and which one was wrong. It was just a matter like, these two people have these two different ideals. And, you know, they always said in the comics, you know, only time will tell who is wrong and who is right. And that's an answer that I think you need to leave it up to the reader to decide what that answer is. You should never like try to push that answer on them. And I've seen that happen in Captain America when they did the Hell Hydra, where he turned and become part of Hydra, which was one of the stupidest storylines. It could have been a great storyline, because I have no problem if they want to actually, if they did not politicize it during the election year. And that's where the whole problem came in for people. I wish, like, I wouldn't mind seeing some of the guys like Superman and say Captain America or something and just switch sides. And the reason why being, because I mean, it's kind of like wrestling. When things start getting stale, you can revive things. You know, this person, like Lex Luthor, would become a good guy for a little while. Superman may be a bad guy for a little while. I'm sure people would freak out about that, but I think had it not been in the political season, it would have worked out fine for Captain America. It just didn't work out because of what they were trying to do with it. People saw straight through it, and people are really getting tired of people really pushing these political agendas in their comics. I've seen an article on Bleeding Cool talking about how the comic book industry is falling because of this PC culture, you know, and you can see it in any comic book. Go to the 1990's and you will see comic book characters smoking and just doing things that, you know, there's no way a lot of them were doing that unless it's from an independent thing. Like, you see the bad guys smoking now. You won't see the good guys smoking. It's just become a thing they do now. But back on track to what I was doing here. This is just this is just my version of Captain America, and, you know, my thoughts about him. And I hope you enjoy the video. And I'm going to continue to make more videos. As I said, I'm always going to try to base this stuff around the 1990s, and I'm always going to try to do a color job to kind of give you an idea of, you know, what I do. It took me a while to actually get the color on Cap, because this is the first time I've ever drew Captain America, or I ever even tried to color him. I looked for a while to get color patterns off the internet just to kind of see what was out there. And I did one full color of him the first time, and I just didn't like what I saw, so I had to end up getting rid of it. I put most of my art on DeviantArt. If you want any of my art that I post here on YouTube, you can go there and get it for free, or you can check my Facebook out. But my next one, I'm probably gonna either do Spider-Man versus the Hulk or Deadpool, and I also have a webcomic that I'm getting ready to release, so that's gonna be good too. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until I get to my next art project, thanks.